Okay, let's dive in. Have you ever caught a glimpse of a CEO, like totally off script, maybe just struggling with, I don't know, a bad connection or something simple?
Yeah, those little moments. You wonder what they actually tell you.
Exactly. And today, we've got, well, a perfect little snippet for that.
It's this pretty lighthearted video clip. It's got Ash Mufareh, who's the CEO of ONPASSIVE,
Yeah.
and Lynn Nakamoto, one of the affiliate leaders there.
Right. And forget, the usual corporate stuff. This is literally just them trying to figure out why their phones aren't connecting properly.
Mm-hmm. And it's kind of in that everyday, relatable mess where you see some interesting things about, well, his style, maybe.
Yeah, absolutely. So our mission today really is to look at this seemingly minor tech issue and see what it might suggest about Mufareh as a leader.
Because sometimes it is those informal moments, isn't it? They give you the real picture, not the polished press release.
Totally. Think about your own experiences. You learn a lot watching people handle the small stuff, the unexpected hiccups.
You really do.
Mm-hmm.
It's less about the curated image and more, well, more human.
So how does this whole thing kick off in the video?
It starts super casually. Ash is like, "Are you good now, Lynn? Am I free? Did she call you back? Dismissed?" Really informal.
That dismissed part. It sounds quite jokey, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. It sort of sets a tone, like maybe they have a pretty comfortable back and forth. Suggests he doesn't take himself too seriously.
Right. It implies maybe a bit less formality in their working relationship. Some room for humor.
Definitely stands out.
Yeah.
So then he kind of playfully challenges her, like, "Okay, call me now. Let's see if my phone rings."
Which is such a direct way to troubleshoot, almost like kids figuring something out, not some formal IT protocol.
Right. No ticket submission here.
No, none of that. And it kind of makes him seem, well, just more approachable maybe. Like you wouldn't be terrified to flag an issue.
I think so. So they start trying to call each other, and there's a bit of confusion, about the numbers. Ash asks for Lynn's number.
Notes it's an iPhone and then says something like, "Oh, wait, I got you in my contact list."
That's an interesting little detail, isn't it? That he has her number right there.
Yeah, it sort of suggests he's maybe more connected to the day-to-day, or at least to the leaders, than you might assume for a CEO sometimes.
That level of accessibility,
Yeah.
you notice when it's there.
So, okay, finally a call connects. Ash calls Lynn, and it rings. It works. Success.
Okay, progress.
But then Lynn tries to call Ash back, and nope, straight to voicemail. Doesn't even ring on his end, apparently.
Ah, okay. So that's the actual problem they're trying to solve. The mystery deepens.
Right. And we've all been there, haven't we? Technology just deciding not to cooperate.
Oh, absolutely. Creates a bit of common ground for them, too. They're just two people trying to fix a phone thing.
Yeah. And then it shifts to texting. And, the classic iPhone drama, blue bubbles versus green bubbles.
Ah, yes. The iMessage versus SMS saga.
Since they both have iPhones, they're expecting blue, right? For iMessage.
Right. That's the default between iPhones.
And the first text Lynn sends, something about a Friday Night Live background. It is blue. It goes through fine.
Okay, so it worked.
Initially. But then she tries sending more texts, and this is where it gets weird. They show up blue for maybe a second, then flip to green, SMS green, and then they just don't send it all. Stuck.
Ooh, okay. So the phone's trying iMessage, failing, trying SMS, and failing at that too. That is odd.
Super frustrating. What does that usually mean, the blue then green switch?
Well, it generally means the phone can't reach the other person via iMessage. For some reason, maybe bad data connection, maybe something else, so it falls back to trying standard SMS.
Yeah.
But if that fails too,
yeah,
that's puzzling.
Right. So then Ash does a test from his side. He just sends a simple hi, and it goes through to Lynn perfectly. Blue bubble, iMessage, no problem.
Okay, so his phone can send iMessages to her phone fine.
Exactly, which points the finger back at Lynn's phone, or maybe the connection between them specifically initiated from her end. It's proper troubleshooting now.
Yeah, they're narrowing it down, working together on it.
Okay, but this is the best part. Ash, totally deadpan, just suggests, maybe he blocked me?
Small f. No way. He actually said that.
Yep, straight out. Can you imagine?
Wow. Well, it's funny, right? Because it's such a mundane explanation, but in that context, CEO and affiliate leader. It's kind of awkward, but also hilarious. It shows he can joke about stuff.
Totally. And Lynn's reaction is priceless. She's like totally shocked. What? No. Says she doesn't even know how to block people.
Which sounds genuine, like just an honest, surprised reaction. It makes them both seem very real.
So then they actually check, they go through the steps, confirm her number ends in 8096.
Right.
And there's this funny little aside where Ash jokes about, are we going to make an iPhone? Then corrects himself, no, not iPhone, it's going to be phone. And Lynn's like, we need one.
Chuckles. Bit of inside humor there, keeping it light.
Yeah. But then, the reveal, they check her contact entry for Ash, and guess what?
Don't tell me. She actually had blocked him.
She actually had. The double red indicator, as he called it, blocked.
Oh my goodness. Seriously. That's amazing. How did they react then?
Still with humor, which is key, Ash goes into this mock serious tone, talking about the mortal Moratili police, whatever that is, and says, you blocked your lifeline, Lynn.
Huh. That's brilliant. Keeping it light even after discovering the slightly embarrassing truth.
Totally diffuses it. You can just picture Lynn's face, her, oh my God, sounds so genuinely mortified, but also amused.
I bet. That's such a relatable oops moment.
And Ash keeps the teasing going, like, fancy blocking the CEO of your company. Then he even mentions some other time when someone named Chris apparently kicked him out of a Zoom call.
Oh, really? So maybe these little tech mishaps aren't totally uncommon around him.
Seems like it. And it suggests he handles them with the same sort of good humor each time. Not getting upset, just finding it funny.
That's quite a leadership trait, isn't it?
Yeah.
Rolling with the small, awkward things.
Definitely. And he even thanks her for not having blocked him earlier. It's all very playful.
Yeah, acknowledges the whole situation without making a big deal of it. Builds that rapport.
And then they just riff for a second. Totally off topic, talking about naked juice that Lynn apparently grabs when Ash gets his coffee. And joking about writing a country song called I'm Getting Coffee and She's Getting Naked.
Okay, that just shows how informal the vibe is between them, doesn't it? Sharing little daily routine details and silly jokes.
Totally. It feels very relaxed.
Well, how does it wrap up?
Well, there are some birthday wishes for Ash and more jokes about her blocking him. Again, he says something like, guaranteed as long as you live.
Still teasing her.
Right to the end. Then he mentions he has another meeting to jump to and signs off with a really casual, I still love you.
Wow. Just like that. I still love you.
Yep. Even after the blocking incident.
That closing remark. It really reinforces that whole impression,
right?
Isn't it? Valuing the connection, keeping it human, not letting a little tech issue become some big corporate drama.
Exactly. So when you step back and look at this whole little episode, this tech support adventure, you really do get a sense of Ash Mufareh's personality, or at least a side of it.
Yeah, he comes across as, well, pretty funny, definitely down to earth, not taking himself too seriously, even finding humor in being accidentally blocked by one of his own team members.
It's quite refreshing, actually. The whole thing just paints a picture of a leadership style that seems, I don't know, more approachable, more focused on human connection.
It definitely challenges that stereotype of the distant, overly formal CEO.
And it leaves you thinking, right? Like, what does an interaction like this signal about the wider company culture at ONPASSIVE?
That's the big question. How does a leader's sense of humor, their humility in moments like these, actually impact the team, the partners, everyone else?
It's just a great reminder, isn't it, that sometimes the most telling insights about leadership, about culture, come from these seemingly small, everyday, even slightly awkward moments.
Yeah, absolutely. Makes you think about what little interactions in our own worlds might be saying if we just, pay attention. Something to chew on.